Hey, and we're back. Hello. This is episode 24 of the Misfortune. We continue our adventures following Bregor. We just dealt with a small horde of goblins from the Danger House. This was our last notes where we left off. So 3 questions remain at the moment. We're back with well, not necessarily questions. I just final notes I left for myself. We're back with the Misfits for now. Kingsman 2 are out cold. Melinda is captured alive in the turf. That's the question. But we think she's alive. Story-wise, she probably is. But you never know, solo RPG. Okay. Couple of house couple of housekeeping notes, changes as usual. As I said in my very last video of the workshop, I am using where is it? I'm using sword and sorcery for this episode because it is pretty much what I need at the moment. I think it is. So lasers and feelings combined with worlds of dungeons, kind of. So we will do our best to follow this very complicated one-page rule set. And then here we are currently in North Rock. We're probably near the central left half of North Rock, if it's a small town. Here's my character sheet, accustomed for swords and sorcery. Character Breglor, we have to change to ancestry, which is human, background's thief. Our S and S number, which means sword and sorcery. This number is set between 2 to 5. I chose 5 or 4. Chose 4. Health is one more. Essentially, your health. I also have the printed copy, so I'm gonna keep switching on the screen here. Your health is your hit point is equal to 3 times your S and S number. So 12. And then uh, we have a spirit number of your max of spirit is equal to 10 minus double your S and S number. So 10 minus 8. So we have 2. So we can't do much magic. But now we do know magic. Now we can do magic with this rules without using scrolls. Weapon damage is just as it sounds. It's your S and S number minus 1. So 3. When you successfully hit with a weapon, roll a number of d6s equal to your weapon damage. Deal damage equal to the highest roll. So I have 3. So I'll roll 3d6, and I rolled 5, 2, 1. So 5 would be the damage done. And then my encumbrance is we will be following this. We did have 10 items per my rules and Karen rules. Kind of grandfather did it. I grandfathered the rules for several renditions, but I cut it down to 7 because in this one is equal to your S and S number plus 3, so 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to follow the rolling the dice, which is the biggest part. It's the heart of the rules here. And then, yeah. So my other task is to attempt. I'm going to try to simplify my note taking, which is always a very difficult task for me. And we'll go from there. And we are using Mythic, one-page Mythic, which is D100 percentile. So, okay, let's begin. So, the question that's up in the air right now is, can we take a rest to recover what we just went through? I'd say, with all the chaos that has happened, and that we're kind of near enemy territory, this question can go 2 different ways. We can roll with sword and sorcery. We want to take a rest, so this will be I say this is a physical, so this will be swords. We gotta roll under our 4, and we roll 1d6 plus an additional for prepared, plus if you're an expert or trained. I'd say we are trained as a thief to hide and find a spot to rest. So I believe that would be best course of action to recover the few HP we can. Okay, so let's see if we can find a spot to rest. This is a question for the Oracle. Is there a spot to rest nearby? We're with the Misfits right now, and the Kingsmen 2 are currently out of commission. But we're surrounded by a town, also potentially overrun by goblins, but more so perhaps on the east side where there's a church. So I'd say it is likely we can find a spot nearby to rest. So I'm going to roll a D100, and I rolled a very strong 7. So that's an exceptional yes with a benefit. Exceptional yes. The answer is yes, and more goes beyond your expectations. We find a place to rest, and we also find an item. So I'm going to say we take. Okay, so I gotta work on this. Quick rest in a shop, and while we're in there, we're going to recover our health based on sword and sorcery. Let's see, recovery. There is a little section for resting. You can carry weapon damage, chance to rest. Okay. Yep. You can regain all your HP and SP during a night's rest. So this will be half of what we can recover. So let's say I'm going to recover to 10. It's a short rest essentially. So we're not all the way completely recovered, but we're there. Now we find a shop. We're looking around the shop. Misfits are outside. Let's see what the misfits are doing while I'm in the shop. Let's see. Action. I'm going to roll D100 for what they're doing. 91 is they start. So they're starting to move. I'd say they're going to start to move towards the church. Okay. While we rest in the shop for a quick moment, briefly, the misfits move east. And undoubtedly, they aren't really concerned about me at the moment. So what do I find in the shop? Let's see. There is a spot to rest. That's what we rolled for. So I made a mistake. I did not do it right. So I have to go back. We have to roll. There is a spot to rest, that's for sure, but we actually have to perform a physical action to rest. Okay, so I got to roll. This is 3d6. So one of them has to be 4 or less. I have one is 4 and one is 1. So 2 out of the 3. The highest was 6. So 2 out of 3 is a. It's too nice to get it. You did well. You did well. Good job. It says. So we were able to rest, but I'm going to hold it. Well, if I did roll 2 out of 3, I'm going to do full rest. We'll do that. Fudging the rules just a bit. Okay. Healed. All right. Let's see. Let's loot the shop. What do we find? I'm going to say we found one M because exceptional yes we rolled earlier. So let's roll for description. See what we find. 46. 46 is going to be incomplete. Something that's not complete. The shop is incomplete. I think the shop has been looted already. So, um, shop is shop is looted. Probably the goblins. I'm assuming goblins probably. But we do find something, and that's something. And I figured that out. It's going to be 84, and it's rough. We find something rough. Oh, it's a weapon. It's a dull blade. We find a dull blade. Do I want to keep the dull blade? Let's see. Dull. I don't recall it's spelled dull, but I'm gonna go for that. Dull blade. Uh, I'm gonna pass on that. No, I'm gonna pass. So, dull blade. Do I find anything else that's worth looting? I would say very unlikely if this place has already been looted. 56, very unlikely. 56. Nope, there's nothing else here to keep. So dull blade. I could say a worn blade. Uh, disregard. Okay, so we go back outside. Okay, exit shop. Now we're looking around to see if the misfits are nearby. And what do we see? Let's see what we see. Description is going to be 2. We see something artificial. We see something artificial. Let me roll once more. 86. Positive. Ruined. Artificially ruined. We see a building. The church has been, it's artificial constructed, but it's ruined. So the church, in the distance, we see distant. See, I see the church, but it's been crafted. It's been built around like a makeshift camp. So fortified. The Goblin Camp, Danger House Camp, actually. There's towers around it. There's not. It's daytime still, so not necessarily torches about, but there's basically several towers established around it. So as we're closer, we're seeing more details of the church. So I'd say the church is probably the point of interest for this area. So guard towers, most likely with archers. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Now, what do I have in my inventory? Okay, mysterious box. We have the torn map. I'm gonna disregard the map, get that out of there to make room. We don't need it anymore. We have the golden plate. We still have that thing. I think the golden plate is related to the actual volcano, the Temple Legion, which we're super close to. The mysterious box has been pretty inactive, has been pretty inert lately. So the box, does anything happen in the moment? 50-50. Four. I rolled a four, so something does indeed happen, something very significant, and that thing will be 64 information. We receive information. Okay, so this is huge. This is very huge. Okay, I believe the Misfits, as they're making their way east, so Misfits are walking, or I'd say they're not walking just casually through the open. They are sneaking through, they're sneaking towards the church. Gruith discovers something. So it's either Gruith or there's only three of them at the moment. So let's roll a d4 to see who it is. 3 and 4 is Dervish because he's a leader. So it's two. It's gonna be. Let's say two is Gruith. All right, Gruith discovers the following, and he discovers something which will be information related. 28. Danger. He sees okay information regarding danger. He discovers that the towers, which we saw, I'm guessing now he just saw towers, uh, goblin archers. So the misfits are Dervish, Gruith, and the guard are in the middle of the main town road, and they are hiding behind crates or the sides of buildings. Think of like a Wild West town. So they're kind of like in between the buildings on the sides, keeping an eye out. And the church is like the main landmark of this town of North Rock. And it's just this big fortified camp. As we get closer, it becomes more detailed. And we are kind of further back while Gruith is looking at us. I'd say Gruith turns to us, sees us, and he's probably going to, let's see what he does. I'm thinking like he does like a hand gesture to like to symbolize like an archer, so he doesn't yell and give away our details. But they know the goblins know we're here, so there's this really strange pause between attacks. So let's see what Gruith is going to do. 99. Wow, I really roll that. Uncertain. Okay, so Gruith sees us and he does some kind of gesture of uncertainty. So I think he okay, he looks uncertain. There's this strange uh, pause. Yeah, there's no active attack. Like there's no for some reason the goblins aren't attacking us, and I think because they are busy with something at the moment. They did send one squad after us, thus they lost. but maybe they got that distracted, or their attentions got somewhere else. So we are confused, but we're also really curious. I'm going to follow along the side, use my thief. Let's roll for this will be action. Let's see if we can sneak up closer to the misfits. This will be a thief, so it is a skill. We are prepared. So I'm going to say we're rolling for sword under 4. Is my number 4? Yep. So I'm going to roll 3d6 to see how close we can get to the misfits. All right. Wow. Okay, so 3, 2, and 2. So 3 succeeded. 3 dice succeeding on this rules is you get a critical success, and the GM tells you some extra effect you get. So okay, I sneak closer to misfits, uh, and then critical. So this means that let's see what this means for us as an advantage. I'll roll just random D100 and see what I can get from it. 23. 23 is control disagreeable. Control. Control what? I'm thinking that we're able to have control something. 14. Control of a character. Oh, control of a character. We have control of a character. That is interesting. It's going to be the guard. Are we next to the guard? The guard's hurt, but I think he's been recovered by now. 50-50. Is the guard recovered by now? 57. He's not. He's still a little hurt. So, um, I say we are close to the guard. He's still hurt. Again, still hurt. But we did roll that critical, so we're able to control a character. I don't have anything that can actually like mentally control people, do I? I don't. Control. Is it really a character I control? So that's a really intriguing part. I'm gonna roll once more. 28. Extravagant. Ruith. Okay, here's something. Extravagant. Ruith is extravagant. Control a character. Not necessarily like command him, but maybe I'm gonna give him an idea. So I'm closer to the guard. Oh, the tracer, right. So I'm gonna signal or whisper signal Gruith to spawn another tracer to fly up and circle around the area. That is probably going to be. I'm going to do that. So I signal with my hand. I do a bird thing, like I do. I point to him, like, and then he probably will get when I'm get. He'll probably understand what I'm saying. I signal Gruith, spawn a tracer, um, you know, surveillance basically, survey the area. Does he understand what I'm going to say very likely he understands what I'm saying. I do the bird, a spawn, like throw it up in the air. Very likely he knows what I'm saying. So very likely 62. Yep, it takes him a second, but then he like, oh, okay, right. Spawn Gruith's like, that's a great idea. So Gruith has to. Okay, does he have enough magic right now to spawn that? He just went through a pretty big fight. I'm just 50-50 on this. Does he have enough magic to spawn a tracer? Because that takes a lot of effort. 30, he does. Though it's probably one of his last two he can spawn. Gruith spawns a tracer. So this is a bold moment. Bold moments are basically vital story arcs, plot points, I should say. He spawns a tracer, shoots up into the air, surveys area. And while he's doing that, I'm going to see if Dervish is nearby. Is Dervish nearby? Very likely. And the way he's doing. So 67, very likely 67. Yep, barely. He's far ahead, but he's within range. 67. He is currently moving. Move official. So he's impatient. He's getting really close to the walls of the not to, I don't think close to the walls of the church, but maybe perhaps halfway there between where we are and the church. So Dervish is closing closer to the church. And then this does with Tracer circling around. What does Tracer see? Let's roll to see what Tracer can spot, or what essentially Groot can spot through Tracer. 14. A character. Okay, that's big. What character is this? Okay, Tracer sees someone. 9. A burden, though clean. A burden. Oh, he sees goblin. He sees a goblin. A couple of goblins. I'm guessing a burden. Goblins are burden. They've been a burden this entire time, the entire couple episodes. So, uh, Tracer slash Ruith. Oops. See, I'd say the archers. See two archers per tower. So two towers. Oh, great! Now it's Lord of the Rings movie. Okay. Ruith. Does he notify us about it? I'd say he probably will. Well, how's Griff react to this discovery? 25. Create. Okay. Empty. He creates. Is it magic? Let's see. 90. This creates a setback, basically. Okay, so it says create setback. Gruith shakes his head, and we're watching him. I'm concerned. So I'm concerned. I'm going to think Gruith looks to me. He what's he tell us? Let's see. Does he tell us? Very likely he tells us that he sees archers. More archers, because we just dealt with them. 35. Yep, he does. So he tells us he does this, like he does two archers up there, like on the post. So signals us two archers on each tower, or per tower, basically. Two towers. And I'm going to look if I can get closer or look. I'm going to roll to see if we can get closer in. Um, what's the best course of action? Okay, I signal Gruith. I'm going in. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer because Dervish is dangerously close. He's really misguided right now. He's just kind of running in himself. Not running, bolting in, but he's sneaking through, like just going without us. While the oh yeah, let's roll to see what happened to the two um the Kingsmen. Have they recovered? 50-50. Have they recovered? 48. Oh, they barely just woke up. Okay. The Kingsmen just woke up from their beauty sleep. And then what they're going to do, let's see. 97. They are going to, surprise, there's nobody around. Okay. Uh, they don't see anybody. Okay. That's where we'll leave off the Kingsmen for now. I'm going to keep them in our back pocket. That's another detail. As I'm getting closer we'll have to roll. Let's roll a 3d6. This is a prepared, the standard roll, prepared, and underneath the 4. So I'm an expert of being a thief, so I'm sneaking. Let's see what I get. 5. Oh, okay. So one got over. I got 5 and 1. So only one got over the 4. So that means one is a partial success. Yeah. So at least we got something. We barely managed it. The GM inflicts a complication. Okay. Um, partial. I sneak closer to. I'd say halfway point. But what is the but? Let's see. What is the setback for us? I'd say this is more of a description. I'll just see what roll. 13. Character colorful. Okay, it's a character related. Okay. Our setback is a character related. And what is the setback for the character? 4. It's a benefit. No, I definitely don't think it's a benefit. Ah. Oh, it's a benefit. Well, no. It has to be a setback. I'm gonna roll once more. Because it's like it says on the sheet, roll for more words. 16. It's a character, and that's 16 is communicate. Damaged. Oh, it's the Misfit guard from behind. Okay, Misfit guard. He um he suffers uh pain. Like he kind of shouts out. He shouts out in pain. Maybe like the injury he sustained is getting worse. He shouts in pain. Because of that, as a shout, um, everyone looks back. I think Dervish stop to look? I'd say nearly certain he does. Does Dervish turn back to look at this guard, 53? He does. So Dervish does. Nearly certain Ruith, 37, he does. We do. Okay. He shouts in pain, and does the guard collapse or something? 50, I see likely he collapses. I'm really curious if he's on edge right now. 30, 39. He does, yeah. Yep, he kind of, okay. Misfit guard collapses onto the ground, like a thump, and he falls into the open. Falls into the open. Now, with that happening, is the guard dead? I think he is at this point, even though he had a brief recovery. Something internal bleeding got to him, so he's unconscious or he's dead. Is he dead? 50-50. 38. He's dead. So wow, we really just killed off another character. Okay, Misfit guard is dead. So now it's just me, Gruith, and Dervish. Okay, so how does couple of things here. We have to. How does everyone react? Does Gruith react? I don't think he's gonna be too worried about it. Um, though we know less numbers. How does Dervish react? Or, I'm sorry, Gruith. To 18. I rolled competition. I think Gruith always liked the attention of Dervish. If it sounds odd, it's like he was like the teacher's pet. Like he was the right hand man for Dervish. So I think with the guard gone, it's like, oh, it's just me now. Besides, our character, of course. But Gruith is like, oh, it's just me now. I'm second in command. So it's like there's no obstacles in the way. For again, Gruith is becoming a really strange character. We're uncovering some really odd details about him. I think Ruith smirks, and I'm going to make that bold. He's had a few odd moments, and it does explain he is a misfit. Dervish, how does Dervish react? I think Dervish did care for his people, so let's hopefully it's in character. 70, mundane old. I think he's too focused on Belinda at the moment to really care for one other because he's already lost half his people, and at this moment he's accepting of it, and it's old. It's just like, yeah, maybe the guard was old. It's mundane. He's used to death now. It's like he sighs. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, everyone's just kind of like it's not surprised. Dervish sighs. Maybe he wipes his face like the dirt off. He's like, oh gosh, okay. Now because of the scream in pain, what was the audible? How audible was the scream? We were able to hear it. I want to see how 44. That's not terrible. Did it alert anybody from the camp? I'm going to say very unlikely because it was not that audible. Uh-oh. Very unlikely. 10. It's a standard guess. It did alert. I'm going to say it alerted one archer. Um, the scream, or one archer got alerted. And who sees this? Do we see it? Like, are we going to have to do this is going to be a knowledge roll, sorcery. So we have to roll over. We got to roll over 4 to spot this in time. So okay, we're not prepared for this. We're not, but we are a thief. So I'm gonna do 2d6 on this one. We've got to roll over a 4. 5. I got 1, but it's a partial. So partial. I spot the archer looking in our direction, looking around. Oh, here we go. I spot the archer, alerted. Dervish, what is he doing? We're probably too far to really tell him what to do. 29 or warn him. 26. Sorry. Dervish is creating. Oh, creating what? I would like to create one. That creates an event. 91. Creating a start small. A small distraction. I think Dervish is unintentionally creating a distraction. He's going to Dervish is so close to the fortified camp of the goblins that he is almost at the front door. But again, it's fortified, so there's most likely the big giant door is locked with a log on the other side. Um, so he's thinking of creating a distraction. Does he see the archer? I'm gonna say very likely he sees the archer. Very likely, 74. He barely sees the archer notice. So it's 75 or less is a yes. Dervish barely notices Archer. He sees the Archer looking around, and that we didn't roll a perfect. We rolled a partial, a setback. The setback is we can't tell Dervish. The setback is we can't tell Warren Dervish, because Dervish is probably really close to the archers in the archer's peripheral, depending on how talented they are or how good they are with a bow. But luckily, Dervish notices the archer, and he's going to do something. Perhaps to create a small distraction. He's going to throw a rock. Classic RPG move. Pick up a rock and throw it. But we have to see if the archer sees Dervish first. So let's see. Creates distraction. Throws a. Okay, we'll leave it right there. Does the archer see Dervish? I'm going to say if Dervish is hiding behind a building, like a signpost or like the canopy of the building, and the archer's tower is roughly 25, 30 feet high, and the archer is more focused on the 25 plus yards away from his position because they're more meant to see far away. Then I don't think he sees Dervish. I'm gonna say very unlikely he sees Dervish. So I rolled a 5, and that means he does see Dervish. God damn it. That's exceptional, yes. Very unlikely, but it's exceptional, yes. Of course, I rolled. Okay. Archer suddenly sees. Okay, make it simple. Sees Dervish. Now, because I rolled a exceptional no, it's beyond our expectations. He also sees Gruith, or us. Oh, is it us or Gruith? Let's see. 50-50, it's us. 52, it's Gruith. He sees and Gruith, and uh, Dervish is about to like throw a rock, like just in some direction, and then he stops because he sees the archer sees Dervish's maybe his hands or his shoulders poking out, and he's gonna fire an arrow. So Archer, he's going to pull his bow and then fire the arrow. Fires an arrow at Dervish. Doesn't hit. So now handling combat is a little different in this game. What I want to do is roll. There's no attack roll, so we're not rolling to see if it hits or not. But what I want to do is see is just basically roll percentage if it hits or not. The archer's aware, but he's very high up and the angle is pretty tight. And Dervish is mostly covered. He just sees the activity of Dervish's hand. So I'd say nearly impossible that he'll hit. Let's just roll for it. 38. That's a good no. So it flies by Dervish, and because of that, Dervish will jump back. Will jump back. What's Gruith going to do? Because now Gruith sees that there's activity. 17. Dangerous. Competition. We rolled competition again. I'm going to stick with the dangerous 43. Important. This is important it's very dangerous, but it's very important. So, oh, the tracer. So Dervish is gonna, I'm sorry, Gruith uses tracer to swoop down and try to physically not because we know the bird, even though it's a magical creature, it's just an energy endowed creature. It does have a physical presence in reality. So Tracer is going to physically fly down and crash into like just slam into the archer. So there's one archer in that tower, and I'd say before here uses archer before the archer uh, alerts the others, like before it pulls out a bullhorn or something. Let's see the effectiveness of Tracer hitting. I say Tracer has an advantage. He's high up speed, and it didn't see it coming. The archer is busy fixing on us, sight-wise. Very likely this will work. So let's roll to see how well it works. 78. Ah, not my day. It does not work. Man, definitely not my day. Okay. Tracer swoops in, but misses because another, because the archer just quickly turns his head. I can hear the wind, like out of the wings of the bird flying, approaching, barely misses. Yeah, but barely misses. Archer ducks. Ah, damn, that would have been a great attack too. So Gruith probably does this. He snaps his fingers and it flies back into the air. Gruith does Gruith send the bird back at the like does Gruith have the traits to do another round and try again basically like attack like a, a fly attack. I'm gonna see what he does. 98. Surprise, 98. Um, it was a distraction. Surprise attack. So surprise that um, Tracer was we're kind of this is kind of a fudge here. Merely a distraction. Growith uh, fires a fireball, which I think there is some spells in this. We'll do a fireball. Growth fires a fireball at well, you know what? Let's do minor illusion, ice bolts, heat. I'm gonna do a fireball. He's just kind of enraged right now. Gruith launches fireball at Archer, and then the likelihood of it hitting Gruith is a little further away, but he is a very well talented individual, so very likely it hits. Again, I hope I roll very likely it hits. 96. It is not my day for rolling dice today, so very likely that is it. That is the first step into exceptional no. Gruith does this Hail Mary fireball. Um, Gruith completely misses fireball. It okay. Beyond no, he catches the well. Okay, let's do this. He launches it, but it's too far, so it kind of does this. It flies over and it hits something inside the church. So hits something. Well, there's a reach behind the wall. Let's roll for that. I'd say 50-50. Does it reach? Does it fly over the wall? Oh, can't do 0. 35. It does. Okay, so the fireball flies over the wall. Flies over. And what does it do? Let's see what kind of does it cause any damage? Let's figure this out. 92. Small damage. The fireball maybe catches fire to some weapons or like um some crates. Just it hits it hits nothing. Hits some crates. Nothing really to does it cause a fire? Does it start a fire? Maybe might inadvertently help us in the long run. I'd say unlikely. It is wood, but 90. Nope, it doesn't. Unlikely. Yep, doesn't start a fire. Oh, but of course, well, no. Oh, thank goodness. 90 is an exceptional no. So again, I'm rolling terrible today. I gotta stop doing that. Um, but it does cause a commotion in the camp. So that um that bad attempt at a fireball has alerted the camp. So Dervish is aimless and he's now cornered. He's out there. Ruith is in the middle of the road, perhaps, or kind of in the open. Archer one is back up and probably wearing the. Okay, so both archers, I say in both towers, are readying their arrows. And do they fire? Let's roll to see. Maybe we're all hiding, or we all basically hid. That one archer did miss from earlier, so is Dervish hiding? 50-50 on this one. 86. He's not. He's. I don't think he has any long range weapons on him. Did he pick up a bow from? Let's figure this out. We didn't really do that detail. 50-50. Did he pick up a bow and arrow from earlier? 50-50. 78. He didn't. 78. He did not. Okay, so he's gonna take a knife and he's gonna try to throw. Maybe he has two knives. Like he has like a pirate. He has two knives on his sides. Does he have two knives? Let's do very likely. 70. He does, yeah. His last two knives. So um while the camp is getting ready, again, there's been this awkward moment of pause between this the raining arrows and then now this attack. Um Dervish pulls out last two knives, or daggers, I should say, and he's going to like throw them. If he's a former Kingsman, I'm gonna say he's pretty skilled with a knife. So he's gonna pull them and throw them at the two archers. Remember, there's two towers. There's one archer per tower. Uh, throws them at archers. This is going to be a huge. I think he's very talented. So very likely he hits both of them. So let's roll. I'm gonna just try to roll this one. Today's not my day. 44. He does. Okay, good. He hits both. That's like a middle range yes. He hits both archers. And let's see where he hits. The magnitude for each archer. So archer one. Let's see. How hurt is he? 65. Okay, he's pretty decently hurt. Maybe he gets him in the shoulder. Archer one is he's wounded. Archer two. That's not bad for a dagger throw from the ground up. Okay. Archer, let's see, Archer two. 13. It's just a flesh wound. So the knife or the dagger flew by me, cut him it cut him on the shoulder, grazed him. So just a brush. So Archer 2 is in better condition. Archer 1 is probably on his knees right now, panting. Um, so I think, but it did slow them down before they fired their arrows. Because Dervish was really quick. Now, can Ruith do anything? Hmm. Oh, let's see what Tracer can do. Can Gruith strike back with Tracer? I think, let's see. I think yes. Very likely Tracer is back up in the air and going to be able to strike again. Let's see. Very likely. 45. Yep. Looks like the dice are now coming back to my favor. Tracer attacks, let's say Archer 2 this time. Because 1, he flew by. Now he's going into 2. Okay, let's see how much damage he does. I'd say Archer has a straight shot at him. Very likely he's going to be able to hit. 93. Damn it. Very likely. It's a very weak, that's a very strong no. Archer Tracer is not doing good today. So Tracer misses, but there's no setback. It's just it's a strong no. Misses. Archer 2 ducks. Now it's our turn. We haven't really done much in a minute. So I'm going to, let's see, what weapons do I have? What do I got? I have a rope, I have a mysterious box, and I have a golden plate map. I don't have any spells. I don't know any spells. Um, let's see. The rope. Can I throw the rope over? Maybe I can do an Indiana Jones thing and like throw a rope, like tie it and I throw it up to pull the archer off the side of the of the. Let's try that. We'll do an Indiana Jones thing. So, I tie a loop of the rope. I'm going to throw it up. So this will be a action, a roll of the dice action. We're preparing, and a thief with the rope. It's probably more of a soldier trait. Well, I'm going to say yes. So we'll do 3d6 on this one. This is a physical action, so swords. It's well, yeah, this is definitely physical. So we got to roll under 4. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, I rolled a 5, a 4, and a 1. So I have a normal complete success. Not a perfect, but 2 is a good job. That means we did it. We got the rope. Okay, I throw it up, and it grabs the I pull it right when it goes around Archer. Let's do Archer 2. Grabs Archer 2, and that's what we roll for. Now we're gonna roll again to see if we can pull him out, pull him off the side, and because the other one is wounded. So we're gonna do another roll. We are prepared and we are holding onto the rope, so that this gives us an advantage. We'll do a 3d6 again. Because we basically rolled the action to see if we can actually do it. So 3d6. All right. Oh, okay. 4 and 1. So once again, 2. Yep. The highest was 5. Okay, so I pull the rope. It tugs the Archer 2 off, and he flies off and he falls off tower. Now, does he fall off? Is a tower on the very edge of the camp, or is it on the inside? So is there a space between the fortified wall and the tower? So let's do 50-50 on this. We're not really on we're not really going to diving too deeply into details of the camp design, but 50-50. It is. Oh, right. I didn't say is the tower on the edge of the camp, or does he fall off out of the camp? We'll do that 50-50. He does 14. So, yep. Uh, the archer 2 falls to his death, maybe? I'd say 50-50. 58. No, he doesn't. He's just heavily wounded. So, falls outside camp in the open, heavily wounded. Okay. What's Archer 1 doing right now? Archer 1 is wounded. Let's see. A 38. Emotions. Yeah. Okay. Archer 1 is like crying. He's really hurt. He's screaming. So Archer 1 is heavily wounded. 2-bit can't react in time. Poor little goblin's crying in pain. Let's see. Now it's Dervish's turn. So Dervish has a chance to maybe strike. So let's see what Dervish does. He's near the entrance, or he's near the front. 93. He stops. Strange. He sees something strange. Okay, Dervish notices something strange. And what does he notice? That's really interesting. He stops, like he was about to attack the goblin, but he stops for a moment. Let's see. Let's write it down. He stops. Okay, let's roll. This is really intriguing. 35. Distant. Fool. He sees something in the distance. Okay. He sees something in the distance. He sees something distant. Interesting. I have an idea for what it is. Um, it's distant. It's not like in the area, but it's pretty far out. So what is this thing we're seeing? He's seeing. 67 is going to be a move. Oh, an official. Something's moving. Dervish, just from the angle he is, he's probably on the there's probably an opening. He's looking at the volcano, and he sees something moving. Okay. Moving volcano. Now, is this thing moving from moving towards the volcano or away? So 50-50. Is it moving towards the volcano? 86. It's not. It's moving towards us from a volcano. So moving from, uh-oh, volcano. Okay, this is not good, and I have an idea for what it is. Oh gosh. Okay, so what is this thing that's moving from the volcano? He's like, this is caught him by surprise. One, a solid one. Artificial. It's man-made. Hmm. Okay. Is it a weapon? Is it a large wagon or a vehicle of sorts? Some kind of crafted, middle-aged looking vehicle? That's really intriguing. It's artificial. It's not the artificial. Let me roll one more because I rolled a tame 49. Large. It's artificial. It's large. Oh my gosh, what can it be? I'm thinking like a. It's a large weapon or it's a large relic. Yeah, it's a large relic. It's a giant. He sees a huge man-made sculpture that's it's basically like a large statue. So okay, it's a relic. Okay, he barely makes it out, but Dervish, I'll note this. Dervish sees a large statue being rolled, pulled in on wheels towards the church. But he barely sees it's like a crack. It's like a crack between the church and a couple of buildings. So it's a view straight to the volcano, and there's a path going up to the volcano. And then there's a big entrance, like a gate that is called the Temple of Legion. So yeah, he sees a large a statue, a relic. I'll just say statue being pulled in with wheels towards the church, and this surprises him. So we see Dervis stopped. Do we see it? I'm going to say nearly impossible. We don't see it at the angle we're at. Do we see it? 47. We don't. No, we just see Dervish paused. He was about to go in for the killing blow of the goblin that's on the grounds, but he stopped and he saw this thing. So I don't see it, but Dervish stunned in disbelief, whatever he's looking at. Does Gruith see it? Nearly impossible. I'm going to say very unlikely, actually. 4. He does. Holy crap. That's a very strong yes. Wow. Okay. Gruith sees it, and because it's exceptional yes, it's beyond our expectations. He's familiar with it. So, and he is familiar with it. This is a huge detail. So, I don't think Dervish knows what it is, but Gruith does because Gruith is the knowledgeable one. He's familiar in lore and all that. We have no idea what's going on, so I'm going to focus on killing that goblin that's right in front of us. So I run up to the goblin who is heavily wounded and strike him and just kind of just slice his neck or something with a blade or something. Slice his neck. I'm going to say like we can roll for this, but it's kind of unnecessary because he's heavily wounded. Let's try it. I got to roll under 4. This is a strength. 6, 4, 2. Yeah, so I normal success. Yep. Okay. Uh, killed him. Okay, he's dead. So now, uh, does anything happen? Because there's activity going inside of there's activity going on inside the camp. So 50-50, does anything happen? 71. Nothing happens per se in our area. So that's good. Then nothing immediately happens in our area. So I approach Dervish. And what's he doing at the moment? Let's see. 40. He is enemies. Heavy. He sees a large amount of enemies with that. Um, okay, so Dervish sees a large number of goblins. Okay. So so Danger House, they have a huge operation going on in this area. That's pretty evident. I'm going to bold this part right here. Does Dervish come up to us? Let's see what a Dervish is doing. I'm sorry, Gruith. What is Gruith doing? 35, distant, full. Gruith is actually distant. Huh. Like emotionally or physically? 57. Harm. Okay, so here's what happens. I'm going to shape that up a little bit. Gruith uh, comes up and tells us what that is, what that statue is. That statue is 40. Enemies, heavy. Yeah, right. We already rolled that. So is the creature. So it is it is a dragon. I'm gonna go with it. It's a large uh a stone dragon. It's a dragon that's made of stone. So it's a large stone dragon statue. Tell us what the statue is. A large stone dragon. But it's been removed from Temple of Legion. There's volcanic activity happening. That makes complete sense now. I think we've reached a pivotal point in the story where these goblins removed an artifact that was in the Temple of Legion because it's worth thousands of gold, whatever. They removed it. They robbed the Temple of Legion. They kidnapped Belinda, who was the protector of it, and whoever else was in there. And removing it has caused this huge eruption, creating chaos across a land. And it's basically like Indiana Jones, the first one, the Raiders of the Lost Ark. When Indiana Jones takes the thing and he puts the pouch on there. It's the base of the big stone. The stone is the volcano in this metaphor. So um, this is story elements. Removing the stone dragon, who's smoking a blunt in the moment, uh, caused the chaos. Remove the stone dragon. Goblins Danger House stole it from. I think this is what Gruith is telling us, or what Dervis is probably thinking. They're both telling us this. They're both talking about it. Stole it from Temple of Legion, causing a disruption in the volcano. Um, Belinda, this explains Belinda's kidnapping. She's the protector of the Legion, which is the stone. So maybe the Legion is the dragon, we think. So Gruith is telling us, Gruith and Dervish are talking about what that stone is, and we catch all this in detail. So I'm gonna make this one big bold part right here. This officially ties the two quests together: the eruptions and the main quest, the box. But the box though, that I think the box is a key of sorts for now, but we don't know yet. Once we open it, um, I think I know what the box is actually. Intriguing. That's really intriguing. Okay, so I'm gonna say that while they're chatting about it, does anything happen? The biggest question for solo RPGs. 37, something does happen. It's not bad per se, but let's roll. 37 is emotions. It causes emotions, and I think it's fear. So there's another quake. It's good sized quake. It's not bad, but it's definitely a rumble. So another quake occurs. Probably some more lava spewing from the volcano. More lava uh, from erupts. Volcano has another like minor eruption. Another volcano eruption. Small. This causes some fear in us. So, because now we're connecting all the dots, we know what's going on, and this is where the episode will end. Literally just an hour now. So, shit, that was good. We uncovered a huge detail of the story. I think we're literally in the last couple episodes now. We have to rescue Belinda. We got to get the stone back in its place, and we got to find out what the connection the box has to the stone. So, um, yeah, let's update our quest sheets here. Let's see. I think it's more so the quest itself. A debt to pay. So the quest for the Quake is officially closed. Quake is related. So here's what we're gonna do. Quakes are tied to main quest. I'm basically going to copy the entire thing I wrote from earlier. Right there. Copy that. And I'm going to put it in our quest sheet. Removing the stone dragon. Dragon. Okay, so team sees stone dragon stolen from Temple of Legion, being pulled by Danger House towards the church, which is their camp. And then I'm going to put these details here in stars, just so we know. Removing the stone dragon, Danger House stole it from the Temple of Legion, causing disruption of the volcano, explains the kidnapping, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. So we're in between this moment of clarity and potential more dangers because now the goblins are handling the delivery. A FedEx item is arriving at the front door while um, they're dealing with us, this outsider force. So there's a couple of conflicts going on. But that is the episode for today. This has been episode 24. The title of this is a big one. This is probably the biggest episode so far, as far as in terms of there was some action, and a huge. I think we're at the climax now. So the climax, I'll call it that, the climax. But in any event, thank you guys for watching. And wow, this was a really good episode. I'm really glad I went back to using Mythic, and this engine has just been phenomenal. So the engine in regards to swords and sorcery, love it. I really do love it. It's perfect. This episode is great. All right, as always, I'll see you guys next time on 830 RPG.